So my name is Marquisha George. I'm currently a second-year student at SSU, and I have a double major in criminal justice and sociology. In my English 101 class, we did various projects and things that I found I still use the information that I learned then now. For instance, one of the projects that we did was a paper on propaganda in ads during the 1950s. And so I was able to use information that I learned in my Intro to Sociology class in writing that paper, and so it helped me out when it came to kind of developing those concepts and helping to think of what I was like trying to say in those papers. Also, we had to read a book about a woman who was named Henrietta Lacks, and right now in my minor class, which is AMCS 260, it's about ethnicity and culture, arts, and media. We're talking about Henrietta Lacks. And so I'm able to use the knowledge that I learned then while reading the book and going to class and doing discussions and things like that to help me today to help explain certain concepts and things that they may have not known about Henrietta Lacks. And we did one final project, which was a research project, and my topic was on the No Child Left Behind Act that was put into place a little while ago. You may know about that. And I'm able to use certain techniques that I learned then, such as like finding articles and discovering whether or not they were credible and worthy of use in a research paper. And I use that to this day for certain papers that I have to write for my social class. Also, I was able to work on like the grammar and things like that. Oh God, I shouldn't have touched my face. To work on grammar and things like that. And we even had you had to present a certain topic to the class, and my topic was dangling modifiers. And I remember that I didn't really know what to say, so I kind of worked with my partner on that, and we came up with some really funny examples. And it helped me work on my public speaking skills as well. So it kind of gave me a well-rounded education on a lot of things, such as like grammar and credibility of certain articles, public speaking, and just how to do a presentation that'll keep a class engaged. So it was very helpful.
Anytime you're ready.
Hello, my name is Kelly, and I'm a history major here at Sonoma State. I took English 101 with Jess Hazelwood my freshman year, and I really enjoyed the course for many reasons. One of the things I really enjoyed about the course was the writing and reading skills that I learned from it. All the coursework, it was a heavy load of coursework, but it was all really beneficial and taught me a lot about analytical writing and skills just in general to help me as a writer in every aspect of my life, not just my English courses, but in all my other classes I will take in the future here at Sonoma State, and just writing in general as a professional in the workforce. Another thing I really liked about the material itself was that it was really relevant to, what I cared about as, a young adult in this society. The books and all the articles were really about things that the students are passionate about and things that are surrounding them. They weren't just the old classic novels that are really fun to read, but they were things that we really cared about and got to see on the news, and things that we really could connect with as a member just of society. Even though the English 101 is only one semester, I really did find a lot of great resources with my professor and the teacher's assistant and everything else that they offered for me. Even though, like I said, it was a short period of time, it helped that it was kind of fast-paced because you really got a lot of information. They help you either in class, they helped you outside of class, and they also gave you a lot of resources that once you are done with the course, later on to go back to. They introduce you to the Writing Center and other resources on campus that you can use. So then once you were done, you always knew that was there, and no matter what kind of class you were in, you could go back to using those hands-on, really personal resources, and then those resources that you learn through all the material that you were doing. As for the course load, it was a lot of work. It was a lot more work than I experience in a lot of, obviously, my high school classes as well as some of my other general education courses. But in the end, as I started taking my upper division and major specific courses, I really realized that the fact that it was a heavy workload was actually really beneficial in the end. The work never felt pointless or just like busy work. It really felt like you were doing something that was beneficial. And then once you start taking, those upper division courses, you realize that that's really similar to what you experience in those courses, the amount of work that you have to do. So it really helped you prepare to do that course load and all that like writing and reading later on in life, but it allowed you to kind of go through the process a little slower because you had the professor and the teacher's assistant there to help you out. Overall, I had a really great experience in English 101, and I know that all the skills I learned will definitely follow me in my future academic endeavors. Thank you for listening.